What's going on, hybrid shooters? It's Jason Vong, and this is the Sokani monitor, possibly the best budget 5-inch video monitor that you can get for your mirrorless cameras. But before we get into why that is, I do want to clarify that this is a sponsored review by Sokani themselves, but all the opinions are mine, and I am genuinely impressed with the capabilities of this monitor after having used it at CES this month. Let's start off with the usability and the functionality of this monitor first. This is a 1080p monitor, which if you compare to some of the other monitors out there, such as the small HD Focus, that is only 720p. So this guy has a higher resolution. It can take in 4K signal and downscale that to 1080p. So you're getting some really sharp image out of this monitor. And like most awesome monitors, it has great assist features as well. It has histograms, peaking, false color, grids, aspect ratio guides, and audio meter. But the one thing that it doesn't have is zebras, which is kind of odd to me. So you're going to need to use your histogram to judge your exposure. There are 4 function buttons on the top that allows you to program shortcuts to your favorite assist features so you can quickly access them while you shoot. And if you ever need to clear up the clutter on your screen, just hit the reset button. Now this monitor is touchscreen, so it's gonna act and feel like a smartphone. You can double tap to zoom or pinch to zoom, which is great when you combine it with peaking when you're trying to nail the focus of your shot. Now this is huge for shooters who have cameras that don't have a headphone jack. This monitor has one right in between the 2 HDMIs right here, which will allow you to monitor sound on cameras that you normally couldn't. It's perfect for people who have the Sony a6500, a6300, the Panasonic G7, and even the G85. Now let's talk about the form factor, the build, and the design. In my opinion, the 5-inch display is perfect for any creators that are always running and gunning. It's light, it's compact, it's small. This thing is only less than half a pound. The build quality though, it's plastic, so something that you wouldn't want to drop, so I'd be very careful with it. But because it's so light, so small, so compact, this is something that you don't have to worry about taking up too much space in your bag or adding too much bulk to your kit. Let's just say, for example, you need a monitor for your gimbal. This isn't going to add too much weight to your existing setup. Overall, it's a very sleek design. I just love how clean the front is. All the buttons are on top, out of the way, and any of the inputs will be on the side or on the bottom. All right, let's talk about the battery life. Now in the box, it's going to come included with a Sony NP-F750 battery, which I've used, and it lasts about 3 to 4 hours, and it just kept on going, which I like a lot because I use a 950 on my Atomos monitor right here, and this thing goes out within 30 to 40 minutes. Now I could use the 950 batteries on the Sokani monitor to make it last even longer, but I'd rather use the 750 to keep this entire setup here small and lightweight. The 950 would just take this monitor down. Otherwise, if you want the monitor to last the entire day, you can use a DC input right here. There is an on-off switch on the Sokani monitor, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but considering some of the other budget competitions out there that doesn't actually have something that simple, that actually wins it a lot of bonus points. Oh, and another thing, when the Sokani monitor powers off, it's actually off, versus some of the other ones out there where you turn it off, but it still gives you this red light indicator letting you know that it's off, but it's technically drawing power from the battery to power on that indicator, red to let you know that it's off, so it's kind of counterproductive. But anyways, the biggest gripe that I do have with this monitor is that it takes forever to boot up. There, you see what I mean? But that's just me being nitpicky now. Alright, so let's talk about the price. It's $300, $299 on Amazon, link in the description box below, which honestly is not a bad price at all considering what's included in the box. It comes with 2 HDMI cables, 1 mini and 1 micro depending on which one your camera takes. It comes with 2 screen protectors for the monitor, which I didn't even use any cause YOLO! Never used YOLO before, don't even know why I'm using YOLO in 2018. And in case you're using the monitor in the sun, they come with a sun hood. It comes with that Sony NP-F750 battery that I was talking about, a charger for that, and also that DC input that I was talking about. Lastly is the ball head and the friction arm, which are nice inclusions, but I would actually recommend getting the Manfrotto ball head instead. I've used this thing for 2 years now. I mounted heavy monitor setups on this and it hasn't failed me yet. But because I normally use this monitor on a cage setup, I actually have the small rig monitor holder right here that allows me to articulate the monitor in any position when I'm shooting. By the way, drop in the comments down below if you want me to talk about this beast run and gun setup that I got going on right here. That's getting creepy now. Other than that, for the HDMI cables, the included one are a bit too long, so if you're planning to run a setup very similar to mine, I would actually recommend getting the Atomos coil HDMI cable or this shorter and slimmer one from Nanoseconds. I'll have both of these linked in the description box below. Again, I had a great time shooting with the Sokani monitor at CES. I've been looking for a 5-inch monitor for a while now for this particular run and gun setup. And I would use the Atomos Ninja Flame, but it's a 7-inch monitor. It's also an external recorder as well. That's why it's bigger and bulkier. Plus, there's a lot of features that it has that I personally really don't need. So bringing around the Atomos Ninja Flame would be an overkill. Now, another monitor that I was considering was the small HD Focus, which you may have heard does wonders in daylight. It is 800 nits versus this one is only 500 nits. But to be honest, for the stuff that I do, the display brightness on this is good enough. So the Sokani monitor is going to be great for anybody who's looking to pick up their first monitor. In fact, it's going to be great for shooters who are looking for a bigger display in general or are in need of those assist features. I'm looking at you, Canon Rebel shooters. But it's also great for Sony shooters as well who are looking for a better display than their LCD screen. And don't forget, if your DSLR or mirrorless camera does not have a headphone jack, there is one on the Sokani monitor and you can use this to monitor audio as well. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, please do so because I do post stories on the behind the scenes of my shoot, so you'll likely see the Sokani monitor in action. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.